What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another Fantasy Puck video. It's Chris, and today I've got 12 must add and drop players for you guys. So definitely make sure that you are staying tuned for those. We got some good ones for you guys this week as well too. And the question I want to know in the comments down below, if McDavid didn't count, who would you have to win the Hart Trophy this season? For me personally, man, it's close, but I think probably Tage Thompson. I know Jack Hughes is up there as well too for some people, and then of course Rasmus Dahlin is honestly I think another solid pick for the Sabres too. But there's some good options. Let me know in the comments down below who you would have as the Hart Trophy winner right now at this moment right now. If McDavid didn't count, because clearly McDavid's going to win it. It's pretty much already decided, unfortunately. But all right, guys, friendly reminder, join the Discord if you have any questions or any type of stream options that you guys find or anything fantasy hockey related. We have a huge community in Discord. Definitely make sure that you're going and checking that out. And speaking of checking things out, make sure that you are checking out our Twitter. Don does an unbelievable job of keeping us up to date with all fantasy hockey news and trends. So definitely make sure that you go follow us on Twitter as well. And if you guys are interested, we do have a Patreon available for some more premium fantasy hockey tools, including our trade analyzer and player projections to make sure that you guys have the most optimal lineup going into fantasy hockey playoffs. All of those projections will be available to you guys, including a premium section of the Discord where you guys get priority for things like questions and anything that you have concerning your fantasy hockey team. And guys, if you're interested, be sure to use code PUCK when signing up for Prize Picks. It gets you a really helps us out actually, and gets you guys some good stuff along that too. They will match your deposit up to $100. And so if you're interested in Prize Picks, definitely make sure you go check that out. And guys, if we can get 100 likes on this video, I will love you forever. So thank you guys, especially for all the support and everything lately as well. Let's get into the video. First up, we got must add players. Starting things off is Andrei Kuzmenko of the Vancouver Canucks. You know, he's got 9 points in his last 10 games. Pretty decent shot volume as well, too. And then chips in definitely on that power play. Being on a power play one, playing line two with Elias Pettersson, he's seen a lot of success. And he actually just signed a contract in Vancouver. 2 years, $11 million. That's 5.5 million per, which seems a little extreme to me. But, you know, I don't know what Vancouver's doing at this point. But I do know one thing. If Vancouver starts having a fire sale, this contract with Kuzmenko tells me that, you know, they're probably not moving him unless for some reason they do decide to move him, and part of the contract is a selling point for some people. But I think, you know, if say for example Besser goes and Horvat goes and they just start selling pieces right, left, and center, Kuzmenko's going to play a lot more, guys. So definitely a good option. 51% owned, and if you guys need just a guy to produce points for you guys, if you're in a points only league, this guy should be owned. And like I said, like decent shot volume as well too. Moving on to Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen of the Buffalo Sabres. Highly touted goalie prospect is finally just, you know, playing the volume that he should be in Buffalo. He's won 4 of his last 5 starts with over a 910 average save percentage. And, you know, he lets in like 2 to 3 goals a game, but he has been very good for Buffalo so far, just, you know, picking up the win when they need him the most. He's definitely their go-to goalie now. There's been some speculation, obviously, uh, after going on that little hot streak he had like a couple weeks ago, where they would just send him down, bring him back up for the games that, you know, they wanted to play, because they also have Eric Comrie and Craig Anderson there as well too. But it looks like he's just the bona fide starter now, which he should be, because he's been unbelievable for those guys. So definitely recommend picking up Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen if you guys need some help in the goaltender department. Boone Jenner is also available now, 32% owned. He centers that top line between Goudreau and Laine. And this guy is an absolute peripherals gem, guys. Like shots, blocks, even hits. Like he just chips in every category and hovers around, you know, close to a point per game in terms of his production. Especially like the upside to him was at the beginning of the season was that he was going to center this top line, and then he got injured and he had that whole, you know, time where he just like didn't fit into that top line because of his injury. But now he's back, and Goudreau and Laine are both hopefully healthy now, fingers crossed. So I'm interested to see how Jenner's production continues, but if not, he's just an absolute peripheral stud, especially if you count faceoffs, guys. This guy is an absolute gem for you guys, so definitely be sure that you're picking him up if you do count faceoffs in your league. Victor Golofsson of the Buffalo Sabres as well, only right wing eligible, 26% owned, and he is on a tear when it comes to scoring goals and has been for the past like 5 to 10 games. Just been unbelievable in terms of like how many, like he's literally like almost a goal per game in his last 10 games, guys. And that's really why you're picking him up. If you need production in the goal scoring department, this is your guy. Absolutely. 26% owned, should be relatively available to most players. He does have a decent shot volume at times as well, too. He doesn't really do much other than pick up goals and power play points and shots. Doesn't really hit too much. He'll maybe get you like one hit a game. And then power play points like come very sporadically as well, too, guys. But for a guy that's scoring this consistently over the past 10 games, I'm picking him up while he's on this hot streak if I need more goal scoring on my team. So definitely recommend picking up Victor Olofsson. Eli Tolvanen is somebody that I kind of touched on in the weekly preview. He is only 10% owned. He's playing third line right now. But he's getting like 15 to 16 minutes. Seattle loves to roll all of their lines, guys. So they really hover around anywhere between 10 and 15 minutes every night. Doesn't matter what line they're on. And then Tolvanen's just been great on the power play as well, too, guys. This guy is close to a point per game with Seattle right now. Shoots a lot, hits a lot. Like very good peripherals in those stats as well, too. Not like an insanely high shot volume or anything like that, but he does chip in with the shots and chip in with the hits. And then he'll get you this odd like power play goal or power play assist. But if not, like I said, he's been close to a point per game. He's been very good with Seattle. Definitely on my radar for potential second half sleepers. That video should be coming out soon too, guys, if you're interested in that. And then finally, Kyle Palmieri of the New York Islanders just came off of IR. Good shot volume, great hit volume as well too. Plays top 6 minutes on a team that like desperately needs somebody to start putting the puck in the net. I think the Islanders are too far gone at this point, guys. Obviously, especially with that loss last night to Ottawa. They need goal scoring badly, and Palmieri does exactly that. So I expect him to continue to be in the top 6, and he's only 3% owned right now. So I would definitely recommend snagging him if you're in deeper leagues and need some production, but some good peripherals as well too, with some shots and some hits. Moving on to our must drop players, guys. Just a general consensus: Norris and Caulfield. If you guys are in season long, definitely must drops right now. They're done for the season, so no point in hanging on to them, taking up an IR spot if you guys need that. And then Ty Smith, unfortunately, got sent back down to the AHL. Mike had him as a potential, like, good kind of low ownership sleeper who was going to see power play time in Pittsburgh while Letang was out. Letang's back and Petrie's back, which means Ty Smith got sent down after being a healthy scratch for 3 games. So that's kind of unfortunate on our end. We didn't really anticipate that to happen, but it's the NHL. Things happen all the time that we can't anticipate. So he got sent down to the AHL, so definitely drop him. He was pretty low owned anyways. So if you guys didn't pick him up for a streaming option, make sure that you drop him. John Klingberg of the Anaheim Ducks has not been good at all. And there's times where he'll like nab you like a couple assists in a game, but he doesn't do much else other than that. Doesn't really shoot, doesn't really hit. The Ducks are terrible. I don't know what to tell you at this point, guys. He's a must drop for me. Maybe if he gets moved to a different team and starts playing a different role, you could potentially snag him back up. But for right now, guys, he's adding 0 value. I'm absolutely shocked that 38% of ownership for John Klingberg is actually like, he's actually like that high in terms of ownership. Like, I'm shocked. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. He should be anywhere between like 10% and 15% at this point, honestly. Charlie Lindgren had a great stint with the Washington Capitals, but unfortunately with Kemper's return, Lindgren hasn't been playing much at all, really only back-to-backs, and when that happens, he hasn't been great either. So if Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen is available, guys, I definitely look to swap those 2 players out. I personally dropped Lindgren in one of my leagues already due to Kemper's return. Like I said, he's just not playing any games, and when he does play, he hasn't been great. So definitely a drop for him as well too. Nino Niederreiter, I understand he's got a little bit of upside playing in the Nashville top 6. He's only left wing, and he's at 13% owned, which isn't really a lot, but I think there's better options available to you guys just because of how big of a slump he is in terms of his production right now. He hasn't been great at all. Nashville is kind of, teetering on that kind of wild card-ish spot, and they really need to either pick it up or they're going to get left in the dust. And Niederreiter has not been great there either. He does chip in a couple hits every once in a while and some shots, but outside of that, not really great in terms of a fantasy player you want on your team. Thomas Tatar, very similar situation, also going through a drought as well too in New Jersey. You would expect that his production is a lot better given the fact how good New Jersey's been and how frequently the Devils score. But unfortunately, that's not the case, and he hasn't been doing much either outside of the odd assist or goal. Um, Shots haven't been too high either in terms of the last like 10 to 15 games, even doesn't really hit as much either. So he's just kind of like a player on your team, and like I'd recommend looking at other options for you guys. Like Tolvanen's a good example, somebody with lower ownership that should be available to you guys. I would much rather have somebody like that that's chipping in either shots or hits consistently than a guy that just doesn't really shoot and gets me the odd point once in a while. And then finally, Jonathan Taves of the Chicago Blackhawks, potentially going to get moved to a team, should probably get traded to a team, but for right now, he's not adding any value whatsoever. Not really shooting, not really hitting. Even like his faceoffs are kind of down from last year too. If you guys count faceoffs as well too, that really would be the only reason why you have this guy on your team. Hasn't really done much in terms of production lately either. So I would definitely recommend dropping him as well too. And, guys, that's going to do it for our list there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like and comment down below. Like I said, who do you think is going to, or who do you think would win the Hart Trophy if McDavid didn't count? It's almost like not even fair at this point. Like McDavid's already locked it up, but I'm curious to see what you guys think down below. There's like obviously like a ton of really good options there. I mentioned Tage earlier, who I think would be the front runner for me, either him or Jack Hughes. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, leave a like if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have yourselves a fantastic rest of the day.